I still have to get used to this new, platform. It doesn't work quite the way my other one does. So I'm sitting here, just waiting for things to happen automatically, and I have to click buttons. So this is something I have to get used to. But welcome everybody to Dusty News Network. We haven't been here for a couple of weeks because I've had just so much other stuff to do. But um, I'm glad we got together today, and you guys get some laughs. You guys have been sitting in some really good stuff, and so we got a lot of it in the show for you tonight to laugh about. If you have time, please send out a link right quick so your friends can come and enjoy the fun that we're about to have as well. Wait, this is touching my chin. I can't get this feeling right. And then I'll also provide the email address and information about where you can send stuff if you find things online that you think would be good in the show. We have another, I guess, about a month and a half, 2 months of shows to do before the season ends for the year, because we do this. This is our summer programming. And then we go back to more serious stuff, once the fall comes in. So let me see now. Y'all will just be patient with me while I stumble around here and try to figure out how to get the slideshow uh, going here. Okay. Uh, oh, hold on a second. Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. There we go. Ooh, look at me trying to look like I know what I'm doing. This is hilarious. Um, okay, now that I have it on the screen, how do I make it go to a new slide? This is interesting. Do I just do this? Nope. Hold on a second. Do I do this? Yes. Okay. Okay, I'm figuring this out. I'm not as stupid as I look. This is where you would send the information. That's my email address. Oh, I see a typo. Survivingdating@gmail.com. Make the subject line of your email DNN or Dusty News. They both go to the same place. And we accept everything except for videos and links, because you guys will send a link to some place that you're a member of, or you're that person's friend or whatever. I'm not. And so you send me the link, I can't even get to it. So you need to take a screenshot of it, and then email the screenshot to survivingdating@gmail.com. Okay. And then we can roll. Be sure to hit like and subscribe as you go through the video. That's always a wonderful thing too. Trying to get our subscriber count up. So let us move on now. Here we go with the slides of today. Dusty News for August 6th, 2021. And this is, as soon as I saw this, I was on the floor because of the fact that it's so true, right? I've looked at some of those online dating profile sites, just being nosy, just taking a look and seeing what people are talking about. And it's so true. This is how they look. They're going to have the pictures all close up in the mirror. It's got some weird background, and they looking like a little hurt kitty muffin, or they got that scowl on their face trying to look like they like Denzel or somebody. I don't know what they be trying to do. And then there's just the fat cat just sitting on the sofa with the remote in his hand and taking a selfie. I was rolling. Riel says they always take bad angles. Oh, I thought I was going to die. It's just so funny. Okay, let's move on. That was like light dust. That's just, commentary. But let's move on to some more serious dustiness. Oops. Okay, hold on a second. All right. I pulled this. I thought I got this off of Facebook the other day. This dude, I'm just saying, I feel sorry for his kidneys. So he's like, so peep this. My doc says I need to drink water or my kidneys are going to shut down. I'm strictly simply lemonade and or cognac. So sugar or liquor, which is just more sugar. Variations. I literally haven't had a swig of water in about 6 years. And then he proceeds to tell me how strong my urine is in color, and I asked, "Can I smell it?" The fuck? Then he asked me if my ejaculate is has a strong smell. The fuck? I don't know what y'all do, but I try not to get close enough to my own, you know, to smell it, and I don't go around sniffing piss. I don't know if this doc is weird or if I'm missing something. Oh my goodness! Can you believe it? 6 years. No water in 6 years. Now, I admit I am not a fan of water. I'm not a fan myself because, people drown in water in case you have. And I think, might have be some kind of ancestral thing. You know, my people on a boat crossing large bodies of water that they couldn't drink, no fresh water. You know what I mean? It might be something like that. I'm triggered by water. So what I do is I drink Crystal Light and I drink water, the sparkly kind, and then I drink, my wine and everything else. Lots of coffee and tea. I'll drink tea, but just plain water, just sit there drinking water. Doesn't have some bubbles in it. I have a problem with it myself, but I'm gonna make sure that I never get. Dude is just on one. Yes, the Lacroix is the bomb. So let's move on. Let me move on to the next one. This dude here is so dusty. I looked at this. I mean, okay, just look at this. Just kind of break this down. The artistry is wonderful. He captured, her emotions and his piggishness. Look at all that stuff in front of him, and he didn't get hurt anything. And it's like, oh, so you left your card at home. That's wild. As he stuffs his face and just leaves her sitting there, starving. And so, I mean, who does that? Even if I'm with a female friend and she's low on cash or something and I'm starving, I'm gonna get her something. I mean, we're not gonna go to no expensive place. We might end up at Subway or something like that. But I'm not gonna let my friend, somebody that I'm just not gonna let somebody that's with me starve like that. That we're not gonna do that. Yeah. They want you to be able to pay for your half. You had a ex like that, Lady Hathor? Girl, I'm glad the key word here is X because that's just too dusty for words. But yeah, look at all that stuff in front of him, all on his side of the table, nothing in front of her. Okay, now this is an edge. This is a trip down Ebonics Lane right here. What school you went to? Why? She says. You look familiar. Okay, you got it? For meal your. I look what? I said, you look for meal your. Huh? I don't know what a for meal your is. Motherfucker, you look like I know you, damn. Okay, so someone kind enough to understand, when this was posted, came back with for meal your, familiar. They did all the Ebonic, phonetic breakdowns of it. That pisses me off that it took me way too long to figure it out. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Ravania. Because I read it the first time. So until I actually looked at the second part, I didn't know what I was reading either. I didn't go, I don't read aloud, so I hadn't pronounced it. I guess if I had said it like when I was here, I could have, probably figured it out. But the spelling here, dude, I don't know where you went to school, but you need to go back and you need to never leave ever because this is awful. I got the nerve to be trying to holler at somebody. It's like, boy, get your illiterate ass back in somebody's classroom. That's what you need to do. Fourth grade, those are second grade words right there. I anyway. Yeah, let's move on from him. Okay, first of all, have you ever seen any legs this ashy in your entire life? I mean, dude looks like he just came out of the Sahara Desert. I I don't even know what to say. Well, he was probably on his phone, Ravania, but I don't know. If people don't have spell checker activated on their phone because it takes up too much RAM or something. I don't know. Look at that. I mean, his legs look like something might jump off and crawl around the room. Or if he touched you with them scales that you might start bleeding on, your skin would break out and be cut open. You would need like medical treatment and stuff. I was just horrified. I just never seen no stuff like that. And it's like, oh no, I take that back. I did have a client like that. But he was like 70 something years old and had been in the hospital. They don't take good care of you in the hospital. And his wife was white, and I had to tell her when I went over there, to try to learn what exercises the physical therapist wanted him to start doing once he was discharged. I had to tell her, that his wife, like I said, she wasn't black. And I had to tell her, black people's skin is different than white people's skin. He can't just get a bath and then that's it. You have to put some lotion on him to moisturize his skin. And so they have lotion there at the hospital. So they brought a bottle in there. And then, I showed her how to put it on and massage it, up to get the blood flow up, out of his legs because it was pooling in his legs and stuff. And so she did it. I was just shut up, Violet. Girl, that ain't no X. Well, it might be eczema around his knees. No, that's not. That's just somebody who's been on their floor on the knees and just crawling around and hasn't washed them. And just sitting up there with his feet crossed, just relaxing and stuff. Oh my God, boy, you need to get in somebody's bathtub. That was just nasty. Okay. Every time I look at this, because this has been in my collection this came in, I don't know, some weeks ago. And I didn't really know what to do with it, but I said, okay, but this is, it's dusty, so I do need to put it in here somewhere. So I put it in today. But here he is, just he calls himself alerting other men not to date women that's broke because, they wouldn't date you if you was broke. Okay, but you're supposed to be the man, sir. And that's what drives me crazy about Dusties. They always want to compare themselves to women. Well, women do it too. And that kind of stuff. It's like, okay, but then you turn around and say that you're a man and you're a natural leader and that women should submit to you and you're so superior and you all these things, but yet every time something comes up where you got to perform, well, women, well, you need to help us, you women this and you women that. So it's like you're not really a leader. All you are is a big baby, just complaining all the damn time. So that's what this reminded me of. Jesse's a beta. Is he even a beta? Betas, some betas are okay. Maybe there's different levels of beta. I'll give you that. They might do, different levels of beta, different tiers. So there's like low level beta that's like almost a zeta. There's those dudes. And then there's the betas, that's pretty together. I mean, they're just not as aggressive and assertive as, say, an alpha type of dude, but they're close. They're not going to let you mess over them, but they're just a little more easygoing and they don't have to always be first and they don't always have to be in charge. And they're not going to be the loudest and all that kind of stuff. Those kind of dudes are actually pleasant to be around. Yeah, he does look sad. He looks very broke and sad. And like he looks like his chain came from Walmart and he knows it. And so that's why he's looking sad. A powdered donut. Oh my God. Brielle is going in. Okay, you know how I tell y'all I love Hefty trash bags? I love them. Hefties have been servicing Dusties worldwide for decades. They use them as moving vehicles. They use them as what you call them, food storage facilities. They use them as closets or drawers because they'll have different hefty bags in different places. Socks in this one, t-shirts in that one, underwear over here. And Dusty use the hell out of hefty bags. I'm telling you, they just use them. So, but this is like a high level Dusty, so that the Louis Dusty, he's still Dusty, but he got some money, so he can afford to have this design printed on his hefty bags, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it's a designer hefty bags. They might want to look into that, licensing some kind of designer and see if people would buy it. I bet you they would. Because it's like for people who like labels and designer stuff. Well, they don't want to put just regular trash bags out there. They want to they should be special. So I bet you Hefty could make a lot of money if they did that for real. Of course, we know the bag is fake, but that's not the point. That was some good Photoshop right there. But I'm just saying that, it's something that Hefty might want to investigate. Some designer you know, that people would buy their little logo printed on the Hefty bags and see what happened. I'd be willing to give it a shot, a short term thing and see what happened if I were Hefty. Okay, here we go. This dude, I just, oh, okay, look at all his list of demands. And he want to go from Georgia to Oakland. He'll be like, I'm on your plane. I'll fly to you wherever you are. So he's no plastic surgery, assholes, he says. No liability, ass females. I don't know what that means. No strippers. No, I'm not paying for no weak ass pussy. No, I'm not finna blow up your phone. And no ratchet or gang member ass females. And I'm 5'7". Oh my God, Lady Hathor, no, stop. Yeah, I'm 5'7". I guess that's supposed to be the good part. I didn't quite know what to make of this, so I just put it in here so you guys could, drag him as you please. But dude, you a fucking Smurf, and then you want to sit there and have all these kind of criteria and standards. You look like a bed bug yourself, and you got that round belly. I can see that belly peeking through that number 15 on your shirt, 51, whatever that number's supposed to be. I can see it. He ain't too short. Too short got money. And it's too short. He's from the Bay Area. Plus he's older than this dude. But yeah. Yeah, because every demand makes him an inch shorter. So Star Dancer say he actually only 5'3" by the time you give checking off all of these things he wants. I'm like, little boy, if you don't sit down somewhere and be happy with anybody who looks at you. Okay, now look at this Dusty right here. This is a flirting Dusty. Have you ever seen a bed bug under electron microscope? The scariest thing in the world is, these little innocuous bugs. I don't know, stuff that you don't really think of. You see them buzzing, you smack the hell out of them. But you put one of them under a microscope and look at their little mug faces. Scary as hell. And that's what a lot of these men be looking like. They look like these little critters that be flying around and crawling and stuff. They have like features the same. I'm like, mm-mm. So yeah, they look like a bed bug. Look at this. You're absolutely stunning. Let's do dinner. Okay. I mean, she's on a dating app. She's probably thinking that's okay, right? It's not something I would do because I like to talk to people on the phone first and vet them, appropriately to see if I even want to be bothered. So that wasn't, I mean, I can understand how she would be excited because, it's not usual for people to come like you like that. But it's too soon because you don't even know who you would be going out to meet. And so it was kind of interesting. So she's like, hi, Mike. Yes, your dinner sounds like fun. So she's being very gracious and polite and everything. And, it'll be a good time, he says. Do you have a favorite restaurant or type of food? So, see, so far it's sounding intelligent, right? Like someone who's serious and really looking to, take this woman out that he wants to get to know. I mean, there's no red flags yet. Like I said, there's kind of an orange one about the rush to go out, but eh. So then she talks about her Mexican or Asian food choice, and he says, well, that sounds perfect. And then the dust starts flying. And then we could have each other for dessert. Now notice how he puts the smiley emoticons, because see what they try to do is they throw the bait out and they put them little things so they can make it look like it's a joke, right? Oh, I was just kidding. But what it really is, they're feeling you out. And he means that. But they're feeling you out to see how you're going to respond. And she was still a lady. I mean, she has like a gracious air about her in her picture. She just looks elegant and gracious and everything. I mean, that's a big ass purse for that kind of outfit, but whatever. And she says, well, does that work? She's still maintaining her politeness and her decorum. Do women really go for that? I'm seriously confused on why I would want to do that, she says. So see, she kind of flipped it back on him in a very, feminine and genteel way. What would Deb do? You nasty bed bug looking motherfucker. Ain't nobody trying to do all of that. You know how much you would have to pay way more than a dinner motherfucker to even look at this. So don't think that you can get away with that. As a matter of fact, let me block you. Because he's disrespectful. So when you have people who are disrespectful like that and come at you like you a hoe, I feel like I don't have any reason to be polite to those people, to treat them delicately, be feminine with them, gentle, polite, none of that. I'm going to rip you a new ass. So see, that's, but she didn't. She was very elegant. And I admire women who can do that. I didn't get that gene. They have a dusty agenda. We might have to have a show one time and talk about what a dusty agenda is. That's too funny. So let's move on from that dust bucket. Okay, now here we go. The whining. Okay, we know what I don't understand. It's like, how come y'all be having these dudes be making all these damn babies and then be trying to figure out how to take care of them after the fact? It's cheaper to buy condoms, fool, than it is to be worried about paying 18 years of child support. What are you doing? They don't be thinking. Just don't be thinking. So, why aren't there any programs that help fathers paying for child support, like the many programs that a single mother can use to help with the baby's needs? Sirs who are so dense and low IQ. The reason why the mother needs those programs is because you're not paying child support. And if you were paying child support, she wouldn't need those programs. So don't be lamenting the programs. Be happy that your child can still eat and have a roof over his head and stuff because you're not paying child support. So, the thing is, like, I knew a guy, he had a bunch of kids, just kids everywhere, damn where. But you know what this brother did? He worked 2, sometimes 3 jobs. Plus, he had a side hustle because he wanted to make sure that he had enough money to support his kids. Okay. Now, he crazy, I mean, he's dusty in every other kind of way, but he's going to make sure his kids, were taken care of. So, so you got to admire that, at least that part about him, but there's not much else. And this kind of attitude here is, the time you sitting there looking like that, brother, you could be out hustling, trying to get some work. You don't need a program. That's what manhood is about. You don't get to sit on your ass and be on a program. Women and children have those kind of safety nets for men like you that are useless. Okay? So don't be sitting there with your head on your hands talking about where's my program. You don't get one. You're a man, remember? I just like astonished. I'm telling you. Okay, so let's move on here. This poor lady. Okay, she was look at the 25 years engaged. Engaged. to a Dusty. And finally, at 50, whatever, late 40s, whatever, they have the circles over her face, so you can't really see how old she is, but I'm just judging by her body. You can tell she's had a few children, she's a more mature lady. So she's at least in her mid 40s. 25 years of being engaged. Her 20-year-old grandson is walking her down the aisle. So, yeah, so she's got to be in her 50s then because he's 20. So even if she had him, the grandson, so she'd have to have her daughter, and then her daughter would have to have the grandson that's 20. Yeah, so she's got to be in her 50s. I'm sorry. Yeah, she got to be in her late 50s. And so here she is finally getting married. It looks like in the backyard. So it's not like they did nothing so super fancy or anything. 25 years of your life. I couldn't do it. My special day, girlfriend, your special day came and went 15 times. Isn't that sad? I know. I mean, I'm sure she's probably happy because that's probably something she's been waiting for. So I don't want to begrudge her that. Because she finally gets to be Mrs. Whatever, and obviously that meant something to her. But the fact that she had to wait 2.5 decades for it to happen. And if she's in her 50s, dude's at least the same age, probably older. So now that he's broke down, dick don't work, he's got pressure, diabetes, sugar, and all the stuff is going on. Now he want to get married so he can have a guaranteed nurse. Dang, y'all can shade just taking her knife out going, But I don't know that. I just, the dude is hella dusty, obviously, the guy she's marrying. But it just made me sad that a woman would would really hang on like that instead of dumping that guy and exploring her options elsewhere. I don't know. Okay, here we go. Now we got some pale dust. Look at him holding his PS. What is that? 5? I don't know how much do those cost. It must cost a lot the way he's crying and shit. Like he just won the lotto. Oh, thanks, Lady Heather. Exactly, Violet. That's what I'm thinking. That's the only reason why he married her now. Well, we can't tell what she looked like because her face is a dot. Her face is covered over. They cost $500. She spent $500 on a gaming console for a mere boyfriend. I wouldn't even do that for my husband. I'm like, $500 for a toy, nigga? No, I don't think so. You better find a used one somewhere and leave me alone. Yeah, the hot pink shorts. Well, they say real men can wear pink. That started in the 80s. When that became the fashion trend in the 80s for men to have pink shirts. They used to wear them downtown San Francisco. The business people, the bankers and stuff like that, they all started wearing pink shirts. Not that kind of pink though. They were more very pale pink, but you could tell they were pink. But yeah, honey, they were hard to find. Oh, so people who had them was going for the price to the bidder. Well, you know, I don't even know what to say, but I wouldn't do it. So there she is, and then she's kissing his hand. He should be kissing her. She's the one that got him the toy. There's so much wrong with this picture. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on. Okay, now these, how the Dusties be mad that they didn't get the woman that they wanted when they feel like, she was young and fine and stuff. She passed them by for the cool guys or whatever. And so then they're older and they just love that she's got a couple of kids and is divorced or, just one baby mama after another, or lost her job and is now on unemployment and welfare or something, or they just love to see that she met up with some bad circumstances so that they can feel good about her being in a traumatic situation, based upon their emotional baggage from when they were 16 or 17 years old. So this meme here represents that. So here's the young lad. Pam, can I take you to the prom? Ew, no, says Pam. So see the pom poms, that means Pam is popular. Pam is a cheerleader. Pam is at the top of the food chain in high school, right? Right? Because there's a little pom poms there, right? That's a cheerleader. That's what I got from it. So now 5 years later, Pam, that's you. Now Pam is looking like that doll, Angelica Pickles, on the Rugrats, and she had that. She looking like Angelica, and her hair all ate out and stuff. And then she's like, "Yes, I always liked you." And then see, he's feeling vindicated now because he gets to turn his back on her and walk away. And there's nothing that makes a Dusty feel better than doing something like that to a woman who rejected him in the past. But she wouldn't be looking like that. Not really. Not to go from a cheerleader to looking like that. That was, yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, the doll is named Cynthia. I forgot. Don't she look like Cynthia though? My daughter used to watch that show. That's how come I know all the characters. I just sit there and watch it with her. Yeah. Okay, I forgot. Okay, Angelica. The doll's name was Cynthia. See, I couldn't remember the doll's name. I just remember that Angelica had the doll, but that her hairdo reminded me of that. Yeah, Cynthia, honey. And it's like, and nobody wanted to name their kids Cynthia either during that era because people would be like, you named your baby after the Rugrats. That was not going to work. Oh, yes. All right. This is kind of interesting. So this lady's like, I thought that he was my legit friend. And I asked him if he wanted to help me paint 3 weeks ago. And he said, don't you have a man? Don't you have a man? And look at that face. I'm like, wow. So see, this is really interesting though, because it's something for women to be aware of. Because you have these quote friends, and they're always looking for something, from you, right? You have these male friends. What you cooking? Can I come by and get a plate? You know, can you sew something on my button back on for me? Or can you pick up my dog? Can you drive me to the airport? Can you do this, that, this? So, you figure that's your friend. So you doing these things for him. But then when you ask him to do something for you, then suddenly you can't find him. And there's like, don't you have a man? So y'all need to be very careful of that about stuff like that. I mean, you can have some really good male friends and everything, but you gotta, make sure that the stuff is kind of balanced. Yeah, he's waiting for his chance to hit it, but they still, there still should be some reciprocation between the two of you in the relationship. And a lot of times, when the woman wants something from him, he doesn't want to give it because what he really wants is some butt. But since you're not offering that, then he says no. But you not understanding that's the game. A lot of women will fall prey, and they will be, they invite him over, come over, invite him to their parties and stuff. They take him to lunch on his birthday and whatnot, that kind of stuff. But as soon as it's time for him to invest something, then here he is talking about, don't you have a man? So you guys, pay attention to that. Like I said, it's perfectly, women can have male friends because you the one to decide if he's a friend or not him. So, I mean, he can want whatever he wants, just like people in hell want ice water. But you are the one that puts the boundaries and limits on it. You are the one that decides what happens and if there's a relationship developing or not. Okay. Yeah. But then if they get it later, then they be mad that you made them wait so long. So all in all, like women who try to do that thing where they be trying to like, well, we've been friends and now we gonna try a relationship. You're stupid. Okay, that's something you should never do. Cause he's mad now. He mad. He just want to get it because it's like so he can feel vindicated, get his revenge. And then as soon as he gets it and gets tired of of crowing about it, then he's gonna move on because it's like you should have done it when I wanted it, kind of thing. Psh, nope, you can't do that, Onyx, at all. That's what happened to you, Lady Hather, girl. No, I wish you had asked me. I would have told you not to do it. Once you put them in the friend zone, keep them there forever. Don't ever let them out. It's like a rabid dog. You can't let it out. It's gonna bite you in the ass. Okay, now I think we had some, well, I don't know if it's exactly this one, but I kind of remember something like this a few years ago with DNN, but it was so long ago, even if it was the exact same one, which I doubt. I just thought this was just too perfect because these are the kind of women we call them the pick Mishas. And a lot of the women who write these advice column, they don't have any boundaries. They don't have any standards for performance of the guy. They just do all the stuff for him. Because you guys hear the letters. I mean, every Tuesday we have letters that come in like this from young girls paying bills and taking care of their boyfriends and all kind of stuff. And they're not getting the dudes are just a leech. And so here we go, give him non-committal eggplant, be his side chick and accept Netflix and chill kind of date. If he cheats, you don't press the issue, you forgive him time and time and time again. Then he'll see that I'm a good woman and be loyal to me. They're just trying to earn love. And so they went from, a part clown to full clown and, splitting the rent and paying for dates. That's a no-no. It's a very sad mentality, Ash, but it's, it's 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 very true. They say silly heifers. Hmm. These are some good comments you guys are making. Yes, a clown is a clown. I don't know. Let's move on. Okay, this is not necessarily Dusty, but it's a young dust monger in the making. This boy looks to be about 11, 12 years old. Somewhere in that range. Definitely old enough to get in the kitchen and make himself something, warm up, microwave some leftovers, do something with himself. So here he comes talking about, Mom, I've been waiting for you. I'm starving. And so the mom is like, Really? Did I take the kitchen with me? Which is a really good response. That's why it's important for parents to teach their children, their males and female children, how to prepare meals and snacks, stuff like that. Teach them how to do it, how to use the stove safely, how to cut things safely, maybe have special knives that they can use or something like that that won't, it's not super sharp, but, that'll get the job done. You know, there has to be some transfer of responsibility to your children as they, as age appropriate. And he could have made himself some sandwich. He could have done all kind of stuff. That's why she's gives that retort. And some of the men that I had started showing it to, they were like, well, that's the mama's job. She's supposed to cook for the family, this and that. And I'm thinking, if I kid said some shit like that to me, I wouldn't cook for a week. It's like you go forage in the woods. I don't care what you're gonna do, but you're gonna do something. You're gonna get off your ass. You can find an easy to cook recipe on the internet, kid. And all the stuff we have in the refrigerator and the freezer, you got plenty of stuff to make a meal. Make it happen and fix me a plate when you're done. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Grilled cheese sandwich. I'm sure, when people have kids that age, they tend to have like lunch meats and stuff like that. So the kids can have a ready-made snack. They keep cookies and, ice cream and all that kind of stuff. I mean, we didn't get to have any of that stuff, but I mean, other kids did. And, so you have something that you could have milk and cookies even. You're something where you don't have to be sitting there. As soon as your mother come in the door, you bum rush. You're talking about how starving you are. Yeah. Peanut butter jelly, all of that. You was frying pork chops and chicken at 8. Well, damn, Cindy. But I mean, look at how they have a cooking show now. These kids are like junior chefs and they're about, those ages. And they making whole meals and all kind of fancy stuff. So I'm like, there's no reason why you should have a son that's 11, 12 years old that can't fix something to eat. and coming at you like this, I would bop him upside the head with something. Yeah. Your brother learned how to barbecue at 8. My oldest brother did too. He barbecued so well. We was trying to get him to open up a a barbecue pit, and he's like, nah, he didn't want to do it, full time. But ooh, Hunty, that boy can grill his butt off. Okay, ladies, this question, all the pig messages were down below the post. I could just imagine telling how much they adored black men, how much black men are kings, and all this old stuff here. So this brother done asked the question, as a black man, do you feel respected and protected by black women? Okay, first of all, ooh, where's this protection part come in? What? How are women supposed to be protecting you? Isn't that your job as a man to protect women and children, your communities, your country? Isn't that like what part of the principles of manhood? That's what you're supposed to do. So, let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you, dude. Um, this kind of thing here. If a woman feels that she needs to protect you, she's never going to respect you. You know why? Because you've taken the role of a kid. You're projecting yourself as weak, as defenseless, as useless, as I don't know, lacking courage, lacking strength. I mean, a whole bunch of stuff. None of which is sexy, none of which is attractive to a woman, none of which would inspire her to respect and admire you as a man. None of that would be happening. None of that would be happening, sir. Hey, T. It's, these two things can't go together in a sentence when you're talking to women, sir. It's just not going to happen. So whoever asked this question is just showing himself to be stupid, respected and protected. Yeah, it sounds weak. I mean, it would turn my stomach to have a man saying, you don't protect me. Ugh, God, it just makes my skin crawl just thinking about it. That's gross. Okay, this brother right here, he got to look at this. I'm a expose all these baby mama terrorists who alienate and who terrorize fathers, who run to government daddy, who live off another man's pocket, and who choose single motherism. Ooh. Do they have a special school where, let's all go to this stupid school and then make stupid memes? Because we graduating. So part of our graduation program is we're going to make stupid memes with misspelled words and poor grammar. And we're going to put them on the internet to let everybody know how mad we are at women. This is the thing about it, dude. Isn't it sad? It's just a dusty. Now, admittedly, some Dusties are narcs, but most of them aren't. They're just broken men. Okay, they just are broken men that are angry that they're broken and not getting all the benefits of manhood that other men have worked hard for to achieve. They want it, but they didn't do anything to deserve it. And they're pissed. They have this sense of entitlement. And so they don't want to put in the work and the effort that it takes to develop this kind of attitude and personality and behavior patterns and stuff that would warrant a woman respecting and admiring them, the community respecting and admiring them, high level paying jobs because the employer respects and admires them. They don't want to put in that kind of work. They just want it to happen because they want it. And so in a situation like this, every single thing of everything that happens to men in these positions, they did it to themselves. You're a single mother, you did that. Because you know how you can solve that? Don't screw women that are fertile that you're not married to. Guess what? Instant dry up of single mothers. You might have some divorced mothers, you might have some widows, and you might have some like foster mothers or women who adopted or something. But you're not gonna have baby mama-ism. Okay, y'all are doing that. Okay, then to live off another man's pocket. Why are you worried about it, bitch? You acting like that's your man. See, that's that confused sexuality thing coming rearing its head. You all worried about what some woman's doing to another man, like it's you fucking him. Okay, that's kind of bizarre. Then you mad because the woman goes to the government. What's she supposed to do? Just sit there and let the kids starve because you ain't taking care of them. So you just want them to starve so that she's not getting any government assistance. You want the kids hungry and on the street. That would make you feel better. You trifling piece of shit who terrorize fathers. Guess what? If you were doing what you're supposed to be doing, she wouldn't be calling you and complaining, right? Because she would be smiling. But you who don't do what you're supposed to do, that's what you get, terrorized. You did that to yourself. Okay. And if you're alienated, guess what? That's again, it's your fault because that means that you're not doing the work that you need to keep a relationship going with your kids. Because even if she was trying to do something like that, you had a court system on your side, and they'll do it for you for free. You just fill out the form and show them that you don't have the money, and they will handle your case for free. All the court fees and stuff will be waived, so you can get visitation with your kids. You can get half custody. You can do all kind of stuff if you really want it. So all of this is just bullshit. All of this is bullshit. They like to say these kind of things, and dumb women will listen to it and get all riled up and try to be on their side and all this old stuff here. Yeah, baby, yeah, she just trying to start some shit and take all her money and all this kind of stuff. What you're supposed to tell any man who comes at you with this kind of stuff is, well, nigga, you should have kept your dick in your pants. I mean, what you want from me? You fucking ass knows how kids are made. Don't come whining to me about your child support. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? And now, if more women would say that kind of stuff to them, they would stop doing this. They do this because it gives them attention, a lot of it from women. And I'm like, "Psh, please don't say nothing to me." Okay, now, oh, on one hand, they complain about the kids, right? The kids being here, the kids on just like we just saw, the kids being on the government assistance, getting all the stuff, terrorizing the fathers on stuff. Okay, but then turn right around and complain that women get an abortion. Which one do you want? Do you want to pay the child support and be terrorized or not? Okay, if you do, then shut up. If you don't, then she's gonna get an abortion. That's just the way it is. So it's like they try to me, it just seems like black men go out of their way to try to make black women wrong. No matter what you do, they're gonna make you wrong for doing it. Totally absolving themselves of any responsibility at all. Yeah, they know what they be doing. But that's why, it's just women who, pay attention to this kind of stuff and listen to them that are the ones that get caught up. That's why we do this show though, because we need to point these kinds of things out. Next slide. This dude is like, he's just so mad that a woman would cheat. Before you forgive her for cheating, remember that other uh, you know, thing had her looking like this. And he's putting all them laughing faces and everything, but his feelings is hurt. This show is crazy, Cece. What can I say? I usually will have maybe one slide every week or two. The rest of them come from y'all, so don't be looking at me. Y'all be sending this stuff in. But yeah, so he's imagining her, contorting and making all these feelings and stuff. And it's like, you don't need to forgive her for cheating because if she getting it like that, where she looking all like that, that means why would she come back to you anyway? Coming back to you would be a waste of time because she just laying there going, oh, okay, that's what you get. So, dude got her making all kind of faces and calling Jesus and shit. There's no reason for her to come back to you. So don't you worry about it because it's never going to be a concern that you're going to have to have. And I thought, look at this shit here, right here. Yeah, he hating because he mad. He got that Vienna sausage trying to work with that. You know, people be saying, oh God, oh God. Well, okay, God, Jesus, same thing. Okay, so they are. You know how they be talking about don't get married and all that people want to happen. That the women want is to, take a man's money and just use them and all this kind of stuff. And so I don't know who did this in Photoshop, but this is some fucked up stuff. Uh, like they just gonna wait and they just waiting to punch holes in the daddy because he's not really loved. He's just there, which is so stupid because then if he's the only one working, why would they do that? Because then they wouldn't have any money. Maybe life insurance. Oh, that's an interesting thought. But anyway, that's their concept of marriage. That the man is just walking to his death once he. It just reminds me when I was a little kid and we used to have those little fun with Dick and Jane books, like in first grade, little raggedy books. I hated those things because I could already read by the time I got, in first and second grade. I was reading way above my grade level. But we used to have those little books, Fun with Dick and Jane, and I thought, wow. And everybody in the book was white. I didn't like that part either. Yeah, so this whole thing here is stupid because they're at home and he's working. So why would they do that? But this is just their fears, coming into play and why they say that they don't want to get married. So that's all this was. Okay, now look at how these dudes I covered over their faces. Look at it how they're talking about um how when they quote leveled up, how they're not talking about, yeah, I can do better, for my family and all this and that. See what they're focused on? Pussy. And how they feel like they could have got a better quality pussy. This is why I tell women all the time, never help a man. I cannot say this enough. This is the thing that they think about. Why should I have to stay with this average woman because I can now because I've leveled up. I've got some kind of better job. I got a better education. Now I can get that trophy wife that I've always wanted, the one that he used to look at in Penthouse and Playboy when he was a little a teenager. So this dude, he's the first one. It's like, I grew a beard during the lockdown, and both my wife and I were both surprised how much it suits me. And even if I say so myself, I'm definitely better looking with it. My wife is delighted, and I'm secretly gutted I didn't grow one earlier in case I might have done better than her. Did you see this? So then here come this other dude agreeing. Yep, yep, same over here, bro. And I just got a raise in my job. I just joined the six-figure crew. And the only disappointment I have nowadays, that's spelling, is coming home to my wife. If I had known I'd be making this much money, I would have done so much better. $100,000? That ain't shit. Not here in the Bay Area. That's like, you making 130, you still in poverty. I don't, but I guess in other places that's a lot of money. Well, but see, Brielle, okay, keep in mind now, everybody has a different starting point. So if he's got a beard, it might be covering up some weird angles or something that's on his face that don't look right. And so the hair balances out, the top part of his head. Maybe he's got one of them triangle dippy heads or something, or something is narrow jaw. So the beard fills it in and makes a balance between the upper head and the lower head instead of having those pointy jaw. You know what I'm talking about? And it just looks better. So I can't say that a beard's not going to do that much because I've seen where it does. Or sometimes, people have like really bad, pitted acne skin and stuff, and they grow a beard, so you can't see that. Right. And so the dude, since it's not, he's self conscious about it, he carries himself with more confidence now because people can't see it. So it all depends, on what what his starting point is. It could very well make a huge difference in his on his overall appearance. But yeah, this I thought, wow, these two dudes are Dusties, and it's really sad that their wives have no clue that they feel this way about them. And I'm like, wow, this is some bullshit. Look at this dustmonger right here. He got out his hen and some kind of cognac. I don't know what that is. I didn't zoom in. And she in her wedding dress fixing the car while he sits there with his legs crossed, just relaxing. Lady Hathaway turned to a poet. She turned to a poet. I want everybody to see this. This is too funny. She Yep, you right, Fee. The beard is saving lives. It's saving relationships. It's saving men from lives of what they call it, true forced loneliness. Maybe some of them need to grow a beard. Yeah, she turned to a poet. That's too funny. But I don't know. I don't even know what to say about this. It's just more, black women just doing too much, muling for men, just always doing the most. It's like, why would you marry a man that can't even fix his car even a little bit? I mean, I'm not saying everybody got to be a mechanic, but you know how to do the basics. At least have road service. She shouldn't be out there in her wedding dress trying to get to the wedding or going to the reception, wherever she's going, trying to get the car running so they could go. Mm-mm. I'd be like, let me go back to this church and file this divorce right now. And here they go being hopeful again, right? But he don't have a beard though. But he don't drive though. He's not 6 feet tall though. 25 years later, they showing her in bed with a bunch of cats that they done photoshopped in there. It's like, well, these, Dusties and Photoshop is a bad combination. They should not be given Photoshop ever. So that's where we are with that. And now for the Savage Awards. I kind of like, I changed my look. I changed the template. We're on a new a new platform. It's like, oh, let's change this up and let's see what we can do here to make this stuff look a little different. Cats, cats, some of the cats are good. I mean, I've seen some that's straight evil. They be acting up. But in general, they're pretty cuddly and they're nice to be around and they're quiet. They don't bark like dogs. Dogs just make so much freaking noise. Okay, so here we go. These are our runner ups. And then we come up, we have the absolute fabulous total winner of the night at the very, very end. That's the format that we follow. Oops. Okay. She just went slice and dice on his ass. So my mama always told me it ain't like it used to be. It takes two adults to run a household now. And if she can't pay, she can't stay. LOL, he says. And Laura Lou Love comes back and says, nah, your mama just knows you. And she knows you can't do it alone. And then she laughed his ass off the cliff. And I was like, ooh, how would I have felt if I was him? I would be, as they say, gutted. Like, oh, the knife. Because she just took her, yeah, she told him up. She told him up. Just that quick little one liner. And what's he going to say to that? Right? Now, your mama know you. She know you can't do it by yourself. Okay, next. I'm like, this is dusty too, but it is funny. And I've actually thought about this. Monogamy is weird. It's like, imagine turning down dating someone who is exactly your type, who you got great chemistry with, and you really like being around and talking to, just because somebody else was here first. Now he say that's whack. Unfortunately, that's what a lot of people do think. But I thought, oh, that's kind of savage. I wonder what happened if he said that to somebody. He'd probably get slapped. Okay, let's move on. Okay, ladies, he's got a kind of got a point. This is savage. This is savage. All niggas do is lie. And he's like, all bitches do is believe. And it's true. I talk about that all the time. How women be like, but he say. And they be paying attention to what the man said, not what he does. And so I was like, oh, just blinking. I mean, if somebody said that to you as a retort, what you gonna say? You just gonna be sitting there with your mouth moving like a fish. Because you just don't have, there's no words. There's no comeback for that. Ah, women should, but a lot of women aren't good liars because they always want to tell the truth about every damn thing. Like never say the truth to niggas. I mean, never about anything. I see no reason to tell them the truth. What's the benefit there for you? Everything should be done with a benefit in mind. What is it that you think you're gonna get out of if you spill your guts and tell niggas the truth about yourself? I've never understood that because all they want to do is use it against you. I will definitely teach you how to lie and do it good, effectively, with expertise and finesse. Because most of the time people be nosy in your business. They don't have no reason for you to tell them the truth. But that's a conversation for another day. Okay, she was savage. She was savage. She said, this nigga walk up to me and said, I just want to say, you got some big ass titties. And I said, you too. And now he want to fight me. She slayed him with 2 words. Had that nigga in pieces on the floor. 2 words. Deuces. I was like, damn. That was she I would mess with her. Okay, I think this is the last one of the sandwich. Maybe. I don't know. I can't remember. You're a weirdo. Why'd you like my pic from 2017? I'm not weird. You just haven't looked good in a while. I mean, for the last 3 years, your ass been ugly as hell. You ain't looked good since 2017. That was fucked up. If I was him, I wouldn't know what to say. I wouldn't know what to say. Or her, Umi, whoever. I wouldn't know what to say. I would just shut up and not say anything. Because I just, that's a shutdown statement. There's no comeback to that. Even with my witty, sharp tongue, I just would have had to laugh because it would have been, I'd be like, okay, you know what, I'm going to leave you alone because I know when my ass is beat. Okay, so let's move on. I think we're going into the awards. Just want to remind everybody to please like the show and subscribe to the Debstorism channel. It's free. It's painless. No cost at all, no obligation. You can subscribe and then subscribe if you decide you don't like it. But I do really think that you will enjoy the time that you spend here and learn a lot. Okay, so let's move on. And here is the winner for the night. This girl just went straight in. Oh, dude, $300,000 a month in spousal support. I might have to rethink this marriage thing because F that. And so she comes back and says, well, it'll just be $30 for you, King, but I respect it. Nigga, your ass ain't made $300,000 in the last 10 years. Okay, so what you thinking? Don't be comparing yourself to some other man that's making millions every month. They can afford $300,000. That ain't you. You know, that's why men with a whole bunch of money should act right. You don't be acting right and then you get a divorce. But I mean, they have so much stuff going on. That's just the interest on their stuff. It's no big deal. But to broke men, they can't even conceive of that kind of money. So to them, it's just like like death. So he's like, I'm gonna have to rethink this marriage thing, nigga. And so that's her point. This is gonna be $30 for you. Might be 300, but it's definitely not gonna be no 300,000. So I thought, okay, girlfriend, just tell him about himself. Just tell it. So thank you, everybody. I just want to say once again, to remember to submit your things. You saw the show, you see the kind of stuff that we do. So, think about as you travel around the internet and you run up on things, what kind of stuff would be good on the show. And if you just take a screenshot of it with your phone or do the little grab on your laptop or desktop and email it to me at survivingdating@gmail.com. Make the subject line DNN or Dusty News. Either one will work. Okay. So that's our wonderful giggly show for today. We will be back on Tuesday with What the Fuck Tuesday. Sunday is my birthday, so I'm gonna be visiting the relatives and we're gonna be partying and stuff already. I already got a bunch of stuff planned for us to do. So I'm gonna be there. I originally had wanted to have a party, like a get together, but then this new strain came out and between when we were talking about it, and so they didn't want to, they don't want to book like events yet. And so hopefully, next year, if the COVID stuff dies down, you guys, I really was, all in. I was all in and making it happen. I was getting these t-shirts designed and everything for us to have, as prizes. So you guys help me celebrate my birthday with me. But alas, whatever this new COVID is, I can't remember the name of it right now. That thing just fucked up everything. So, I appreciate everybody, coming tonight, and I appreciate all the birthday wishes. I know you're going to be sending me birthday wishes and telling me to have a good time and all of those lovely things. You guys always show a lot of love. But just make sure that you hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit the notification bell. Check your settings because YouTube has unsubscribed and changed some settings so people aren't getting their notifications. So be sure just take a look at yours, make sure that everything is as it should be. So as you never know, I might decide to get back here and do something on Monday. Since I'll be so royal rested, I do want to get some other videos up. But you guys enjoy. Thanks for coming and sitting in with me. I'll talk to you real soon. Bye bye.